Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope that you're having a good time, enjoying your summer. It is hot in Houston from whatever place you're watching this. Um, Today, we're going to be talking about a good topic because if you're currently looking to purchase, this might be of interest towards you, right? Because now you want to know if is this continue to be a seller's market, or is this just it's turned into a buyer's market, right? um and I think we are entering a buyer's market. All right. um it's just, for me, all the signs are there. um and we're gonna review them. Of course, I'm not, this is just me doing calculations. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You could tell me. You could come back and type it in the comment that I was wrong. But if I was right, you know, I might know something. But nevertheless, let's jump in with to back up my statement. But before that, let's do my intro. All right, guys. So, what is this that I'm talking about? Why am I saying what I'm saying? Um, and to get the facts straight, you know. If you have not been in the market lately, and if you have not been trying to purchase a home, then you might be totally oblivious to what I'm gonna tell you, right? But I'll show you right now so we all could be on the same page. Okay. There's a few ways, there's a few ways that you could always find out that the market is moving. Okay. There's no sense that it can continue being a seller's market. Okay. It just can't. Okay. Things, to maintain something balanced, you can't stay on the uprise. Things cannot continue, keep going up, because it won't work. Things would there needs to be a balance, okay? And if there's no balance, then there's a problem, okay? So you might be saying, oh, but we haven't had a seller's market. Yes, we did have a seller's market, and it came in when nobody expected it. Okay, during COVID, during the pandemic, it was a seller's market. It was Houses were flying out the door. Okay, you got to understand that people had nothing else to do. Okay, people were just, they couldn't spend their money, but they were receiving money. Okay, so with money saved, with times in their hands, they decided, hey, honey, we should get a house. Okay. And then there you go. People started calling and people started purchasing. Okay. It happened when the least anybody thought it was going to happen. Okay. Because I didn't know it was going to happen. I honestly thought that I might have been out of a job for a few months, because who's going to want to sell? Nobody. Everybody's afraid. But then I forgot I live in Texas, when people are just like, hey, this is Texas, hold my beer. But yeah, it was a heck of a ride, and I'll show you those numbers, okay? But with that being said, let's start going through some data, and so we could start having some fun. And remember, guys, this is a live stream, so if you have questions, if you have anything that you feel that you're dealing with right now with your transaction, with getting yourself pre-approved, I might not be able to help you completely in your transaction, because there's a lot of details that go in there, but at least we could, you'll be the highlight of the video. Okay. Let me, you guys could see this better than me. Oh wait, no. Okay. This is the biggest I could get it. Okay, new listings right here. The main one. Let me see if I could close all of this so you could focus on this right here. New listings. It says right here, 6,286. There's a new listings that came in within the last 7 days. Okay, bear with me. Last 7 days. This is what came in. All right. Back in the market, 1,061. Okay. Price deduction, 8,522. Guys, this means, let me see if I can zoom into this. This means right here that a little bit more than 8,000 properties, no, 8,500 properties reduced their price. Okay. This is something that people are, this is like sign number one that properties are staying longer in the market. Okay. Properties are staying longer, but why are properties staying longer? That is because buyers are taking their time. What's holding the buyers? Interest rates. Okay. So one property is taking longer and another one comes in, and then that one is taking longer and two more come in and another one, and those are staying longer. Somebody that is looking to purchase now just has options. Imagine this: if you have a toddler or you have a kid, you got a kid, and you tell them, do you want ice cream? The answer is yes or no, and most likely it's going to be a quick one. Then yes. But if you tell them you want ice cream, you want cookies, you want a juice, or you want candy, they're going to stop and they're going to analyze which one they're going to go with. And they might even come back to say, well, can I have two instead of one? Right? This is exactly what's happening. Buyers have options now. Buyers are looking. And why? Why do they feel? Because they don't like the rates. There's nothing to push them to make a quick decision. Okay? There's nothing. If rates come down, then you'll be like, oh, I don't want to miss out. Okay? So, but this is, don't panic. If you're a seller, there's no to panic. There's still people buying, because we have over here sold 4,855. Okay, so there's still people buying, and this is just single family homes. Okay, but the market, this is sign number one that things are not like before. Okay, properties are staying longer. Okay, properties, people have more options. People are looking for the better programs. People are looking for the better cities, new development. They're looking for new constructions that have better deals. You know, they are waiting. They are waiting their options. Excuse me. Rather than before, oh, interest rates. Nobody care what else. FYI, FYI, you could still get those interest rates that you were getting back then, but people are not looking. Okay, but that's another conversation. Okay, that's just me right here. Okay, this, I take this as a sign. This is data that comes directly from the source. Okay. All right, let's go. Where can we go next? Okay, so let's review this. This is the report of what happened of May 24th and May 25, 2025. Okay, so properties, total properties for sales, very similar. Total volume, that's fine. You know, those things are good, but don't really mean anything to me. Maybe I'm not reading it correctly. It could be possible. It maybe doesn't mean anything to you as well. Total property, total active listings, it went up, right? We went from 44,000 to 58,000. That's it. Almost a 30% increase. Again, properties are staying longer. Okay. Oh, that's not true. Whatever. Okay, fine. Single family home sales, 8,883, and now 9,000. So this is good. There's more. Sales went up by 6%. Is it enough though? Average sales prices, it went down. It went down and didn't go up. The average sales price went down. Why is that? Because people are negotiating. Sellers are finding themselves, either I stay in the market for 3 more months, 2 more months, 4 or 5 more months to get a better offer, or I sell now. And you, as a seller, you got to tell yourself, what is going to cost me more? Is it going to cost me more to wait for the next offer? Or should I just take and try to negotiate as much as I can and just sell the property? Because you got to understand something. You still got to leave the utilities on. I know there's sellers there that like to cut down utilities, but you gotta keep the house with utility on. Otherwise, it's gonna start smelling, especially with these heat, and then the cockroaches are gonna start coming out, and things are gonna start cracking, and then you don't want that. It's gonna cost you more doing that. So let's say you left utilities on. You gotta keep the house clean, right? At least let's say 2 months. You clean it twice, and then you still gotta pay your mortgage. You still got to keep the maintenance, continue cutting the grass. And I know I'm probably missing a few, right? So your insurance, all of that, but that's included in your HOA. Anyway, there's more stuff that you need to keep on paying, right? So you gotta budget yourself. You gotta see how much, what's the total cost, or I just take this deal right now. And even if I'm losing 10 grand, I'm just being realistic here because it's probably more. And let the property go. I know it hurts, but if you got a good profit, if you got 100K, if you got 80K on it, that's great. You know, because you don't know, one, you don't know when the next offer is coming, and two, you don't know if that offer is even better. It might be worse, you know? And then you over here, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to blame the realtor. Oh, you did this, you know? No. And I had nothing to do that with, especially my clients. I tell them, negotiate what you have in front of you. Don't negotiate what you are expecting to. Okay? All right. So what's this? This is a June. This is basically what we just review. We don't need to review this again. Okay. What's this? Okay. Oh no, I wanted to show you this, but it left. Let me see. Let me see if I could bring it back. Maybe I could bring it through here. This is just more information for you guys to be aware of what's happening. Okay. Oh wait, I didn't even finish the other one, right? Hold on. I didn't even finish. I didn't even finish this. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll just skip to this. Single month inventory. It says it right here. 3.9 last year. 5.2 this year. That only means it went up a month and 3 months. So basically, what this means, I have said this before, is if nobody would to put their house on the market today, like nobody would want to sell. All seller says, you know what, we're gonna turn this around and make it back a seller's market. Let's say it will take five months and 2 days. 5.2. I guess it's 2 days. I don't know. I might be wrong. No, that's not 2 days. It will take 5.2 months to sell all the properties, all the single family homes in the Houston metropolitan. That's what it says right there. Right? So there's still enough buyers there's a lot of properties. That is a lot. Okay? So, but let's see. I was gonna do this. Let's do something. This is the one. This is 2019. 6 years ago. 2020, 5 years ago. This is how a seller market looks like. 3.8. And then it went down 2.4. At a certain point, this number was even less. Okay? I don't want to go all the way, but around, let me see, 2020, around right here, this number was down. Okay? And I don't mind going, but I want to stay. But this is how a seller market looks like. And let me see if I could put them together so you guys could have an idea. This is it. This is it. Okay. I'm trying. Okay. Put this to the left, to the right. Okay. So for the most part, you would say that things look better, right? The prices, the total volume here is, you're gonna say, oh, but is higher. Yes, that's higher because properties went up. When it's a seller's market, properties tend to go up. When it's a buyer's market, properties values tend to go down because buyers don't want to pay for more, right? So they're going to negotiate, and sellers are like have no other chance that they have to negotiate. Okay, but when it's the other way, when it's a seller's market, it's like whoever could bid the highest is going to get it. And as far as I know, sellers already had their buyer's market. And this is another one, right? This is 2 and 3 put together. If we just had a seller's market, doesn't it make sense that after seller comes buyers? So for me, prepare yourself because it's coming, right? Even if, and people tend to call this like a crash or stuff like that. It's not a crash. It's just things need to recycle. Things need to go from high to low, high and low. Doesn't mean your property is going to lose all of its value, right? It doesn't mean that it's gonna go back to 150. If it was, it's gonna come down. It's gonna give you a realistic amount. Okay. So look, you see how in the seller's market is always over here to months of inventory, 2.4, and over here is almost up to 5.2. That's that's just insane. It's just insane, guys. You need to be more. And I showed this. I've shown this as well. This little dot right here it's kind of moving to the left. Now I'm getting the vibe that this thing doesn't move much, but for the most part, I think that it's, for me, it's moving. And then okay, and then we see yes, it's a big beautiful bill, realistic for the industry. Man, I wish I could tell you that things are gonna get better. But I really don't know. I don't want to mix politics with real estate, but they do have a lot of influence. And if you see the news, you could also see that. If you see the news, you can see how the president is always trying to get the. If you see the news, you could always notice how the president is trying to get the rates to come down, right? And they're refusing, and there's a reason why, because maybe it's not a good idea. Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe because they're waiting for things to balance out even more. Okay, because why are we gonna give more power to the sellers? They just had a seller's market. Things need to balance out, and I know that the people always want to continue buying. You got to think of something. Only because if rates come down, that means property value will go up. Okay, people are going to start jumping and start grabbing, right? So there needs to be a balance, and that's what people don't understand. If I was you right now, I'll go buy. Go buy. There's no rush. Look at some properties that you like. Negotiate. Do what you gotta do. Okay. So don't be scared of that. Other than that, guys, I think that. Let me see if I missed anything. I probably am missing something. Was this? I covered this. Okay. I have two of these. What's this? Picture. Oh. Oh. Is it? Oh man. Is this supposed to? Let me see. Oh, here we go. We could close it with this. This is what's going on weekly. Okay. So you can see new listings, right? The year always comes in. The yellow one is last year. This year is the blue one. You can notice right away that there's more listings coming in, which is good. But it doesn't say the duration, right? Pending is just basically they are still under contract, and we are lower than last year. So you can see right here, the blue, this is 2025. Okay, so that means that now heading week 27, it's gonna dip. I doubt it. I think that it might come here and then just continue over here. That's what I'm thinking it might do. Off market, for those of you that sell the property, don't want to use a realtor, this is what it's saying. Okay, there's less people doing this now. Why? Because they need exposure. Right now is all about marketing. Right now is all about exposure. Or right now it's all about blowing it out there, and you putting your house for sale by yourself, yes, you could do it, but there's only a small radar of people doing it. And this is closings, and this is how much people look at HR in the past few months. But well, guys, I won't take most of your time. Remember, if you have any questions, you can always come back and drop it all. Let me see if anybody dropped any questions. No, that's fine. Great news that I have coming is that I'm gonna be interviewing a lender. I'm gonna be interviewing a lender, and so if you have questions directly, you could drop them when I'm live, and it will make it a great conversation to have. Okay, so spread the word. See you next time. The lender is going to be coming in July 16th. So please be ready with your questions. If you have anything that we could help you with at the time, I'll be more than happy. Have a great rest of the weekend. Happy 4th of July. God bless you all.